A debut, and the most notable change comes in goal. Carl Darlow starts his first game of senior football since August, when he lined up at Prenton Park for Newcastle against Tranmere Rovers in the EFL Cup. Newcastle not deciding to take up an opportunity to recall him and play him at Wembley tomorrow against Manchester United. The back four remains the same of Christie, Jones, McLaughlin and Greaves. Xavier Simons is paired with Doherty in a more defensive midfield role. A first league start for Malcolm Ebiue. Regan Slater recalled as well on either side of Ozan Tufan through the middle, and Oscar Estepinian goes up top. The bench for the Tigers shows the depletion in attacking, but they still have a couple to call upon. Timothy Latutala comes onto the bench. Coyle, Elder, Figueiredo, Longman, Benjamin Tete, but also a first inclusion this season since his summer signing for Adama Traore. And Bristol City are on the move very early on with Mehmeti trying to get the ball into the air. It runs across the right hand side, pulled across by Mark Sykes, and Carl Darlow after 33 seconds is called upon inside the 6-yard box to get a touch and turn it behind for a corner. Hull City didn't clear their lines as Bristol City had gone for a floated ball to the right hand side previously. Doherty tried to bring it away from the box, and the first corner comes in favour of the visitors, as Bristol City in their red shirts with thin white stripes are attacking from my right to left in this first half. O'Leary getting the ball back off the defence, touched by Mehmeti, the new signing in January, and he's completely sold Cyrus Christie down the left-hand touchline with a neat turn. Doherty though fills in at right back and sweeps up, clears it away, headed down by George Tanner, sends it down the line for Alex Scott. Simons is across there, little teenage battle between the pair of them. Scott into the penalty area, is allowed to wander there, no challenge on him. Ball across to Williams, and now it's into the path of Mehmeti. His shot is ricocheted around the penalty area and eventually dropped on the right hand side of the 6-yard box. A corner kick it will be, and after 5 minutes Hull City can thank themselves that they didn't come under more trouble there, as Hull City knock it around the defence. Greaves managing to just twist away from his marker. That was Mehmeti, who's now dropped over to the right hand side. Slater sending it to Ebiue down the left hand touchline. He will have a run here at Tanner. Ebiue getting stuck in a cul-de-sac as he twists and he turns. He's done very well to get away from Tanner. A low ball in, looking for Oscar. Well defended by Bristol City. It comes out to Simons, who takes a shot on. Oscar isn't going to flick it towards goal because he knows he's offside. Simons with the first shot of the afternoon for Hull City. 7 minutes gone. 0-0 the scoreline, and the way things are developing in these first 7 minutes, we could be in for an entertaining fixture that promises goals, as it has historically between these two clubs, especially here at Ashton Gate. Bristol City in possession again with Williams. Nice through ball into the penalty area right side. Low ball played in again, and McLaughlin slid to try and deflect the ball behind for a corner, but it actually ran past him. Thankfully it came to no danger for Hull City as Doherty looks to bring it away, but Bristol City in both wing areas seem to be unlocking either fullback of Hull City, as Darlow has the ball and he manages to clear away partially, but it's a poor clearance gathered by Mehmeti. He's into the penalty area, loose man in Sam Bell, plays it across the box. Darlow gets a hand to it, nearly pushed it into the path, that time of Alex Scott. And again, Hull City looks 6s and 7s in their backline. They can't seem to deal with Bristol City's crossing ability and the little neat through balls that they're putting together. Ebiue, very well cushioned touch from him, then plays it to Slater, who's always seemed to have someone on his back at all times in this first half. He's not really been given licence to do what he wants. We know he can go on runs down the left hand side in his makeshift position. Liam Racino just shuffling the midfield pack a bit today. Simons, neatly worked to Slater, pops up between the defence and midfield lines. Ball runs through to Oscar. Oscar having a shot, which he pulls wide of the target. He took it on just outside the area. That's more promising from a Hull City point of view. And having just mentioned about Slater not really getting much of a rub of the green in this first half, point proven as he pops up between the lines. Now Slater, Greaves again on halfway, two pressing in red shirts as it goes back towards Darlow. The defence pushing high, almost up to the halfway line. Darlow, though, taking his time at the other end as he now sends the ball curving leftward towards Slater, hangs in the air and wins it well. Chested by Tete, played through by Tete to find Oscar. Oscar just turns on the spot, finds Tete 30 yards out, flings it wide to Longman. Longman's in the area. Can he work across into the area? He just checks back, finds Christie 20 yards out. Little spin from him, tries to have a shot, then tries to outside with a foot it towards goal. A shot has been chalked up by Hull City of good significance, but it drops wide of the target. That's Hull City's best chance of the half. Just a bit of urgency and an uptake in tempo from Liam Rossinia's side. Suddenly, Hull City have given the ball away at the other end. A chance here, Sykes taking the shot on. McLaughlin had let the ball run across him after a loose pass. Came out of absolutely nowhere, but McLaughlin recovered. Bristol City settle down. Matty James back to Viner. He'll go to O'Leary, who takes a touch on his right foot, clears away with a bounce in his own half as it now falls to Simons, who manages to prize the ball over to Doherty. He's under pressure from Matty James. Then Mehmeti comes in. Coyle puts a challenge in on halfway, but the ball pops towards Pring on that far side. Mehmeti, 20 yards out, tries to deliver, appeals for a handball. And a foul is given, and the referee has pointed for a penalty. And there's no wonder around 6 players in black and amber shirts are pointing and surrounding the referee. Jacob Greaves has come over to the linesman. The referee, Samuel Barrett, has pointed to the spot. Narky Wells on as a substitute, with a chance from 12 yards. Darlow on his debut for Hull City. And he steps up and slams it in. Bristol City go in front. Maybe no question that it should have been a foul against the Tigers, but the protest was whether or not it was in the penalty area or not, and Bristol City lead. Hull City have to find something in a match where they've offered very little. Bristol City 1, Hull City 0. Narky Wells off the bench and scoring for a second consecutive game from the penalty spot. Hull City find themselves behind once again at a ground where they've never really got any points, but they are on the charge as Christie will win the ball high from Oscar's header, puts it into the box. Oscar trying to flash it across with Longman close by. Oh, just pushed away from the near post by O'Leary. Longman managed to pull it on target from 5 yards out. Didn't get power behind it, but O'Leary on hand to push it away from his post. Hull City almost had an immediate response. And Hull City find themselves behind. Can they get back level as Coyle will deliver towards the back post, met by McLaughlin. The ball's going to come back to Longman, who works it back to Coyle. Coyle on this left side trying to get down the touchline to get the ball back in. He wins it back, delivers into the box, turn behind, and the ball's gone behind the away stand, out for a corner kick. It's no laughing matter at the moment though for Hull City, because time is of now very precious, and Coyle is getting on with it as he wants to get this corner delivered in. Bristol City leading by a goal to 0. Players breaking in the penalty area. Oh, it's hit the post off Tete's header. A huge scramble as appeals from the Hull City fans and players. Now, whether or not it was for handball, I think it might have been, but could not tell who it come off. It's worked back into the area. Greaves jumps. O'Leary, though, commands in his penalty area. Tete hitting the post from close range. Biggest chance for Hull City by far. 70 minutes plus of Really nothing to fright the goalkeeper and the defence of Bristol City, and then all of a sudden in 2.5 minutes Hull City have conjured up two good opportunities in response to falling behind.